My name is John McKeon, and I'm the moderator of the Teradata Primo River community, Teradata Primo's largest customer community. You can connect with us at teradataRiver2.com. Today, we'd like to welcome Arnaud Linz, Software Development Team Manager for Bouygues Telecom. Arnaud, welcome to the river.
Thank you.
Bouygues Telecom is a French mobile phone and internet provider and IPTV company. Revenues of almost 6 billion euros and about almost 10,000 employees. Arnaud, you are presenting at this year's Partners Conference on improving loading cost and efficiency with an innovative tool. It should be interesting. First of all, what is your company and what is your role in the company?
Bouygues Telecom is a French global communication operator with more than 10 million mobile customers, over 1.3 million broadband customers. It has put in place a real enterprise data warehouse containing 120 terabytes of data used by every business unit in the company. We integrate data from over 80 other systems in our unified model. The software needed to handle this integration is therefore quite large. Its building and maintenance employs more than 30 computer scientists. I'm in charge of a software development team that integrates external data into the data warehouse.
Arnaud, so that is a big task. What are your biggest challenges in doing that?
Everybody in the company is engaged in a continuous cost reduction program through Kaizen-style methodology. The cost of the software development of the data warehouse is therefore deeply scrutinized. We have a classic 3-layer data warehouse software architecture. On the first layer, we take data provided by a source system, load it with as few transformations as possible into a temporary staging area. Layer 2, we take that data from the staging area and transform it to fit into an enterprise unified model. On layer 3, we build upon that model data maps, aggregates, reports, and so on. Among other improvements, we decided to reduce the development cost of the first layer, the design and coding of loading a data file from an external system to a staging area. Being rather technical, that part sounds simple, so nobody really cares about. I often just use an ETL they're made for that. But loading a file is not just using a Teradata loading tool such as fastload, multiload, TPM. It's about getting the files through FTP, web services, and so on, constructing a coherent set of files, decompressing them, controlling them. Are they already integrated? Is their format correct? Transforming the files when they are not in a TTU-compatible format, such as XML or a binary file, generating the scripts for the TTU utilities, fastload, multiload, tracing the execution, managing errors on bad input rows, providing tools for the exploitation to restart an interrupted batch, provide installation scripts, etc., etc. You can do all of that with an ETL, but you'll soon see that you need a lot of specific code around the mapping on TTU script generation made by the ETL. So in the end, when we look back at our system, we could see that file loading was a juxtaposition of specific pieces of code with tons of Unix shell scripts. Each code is small, but when you multiply it by 100, the software costs associated really matters.
Arnaud, that's a lot of detail, but I think the bottom line is, what is the return on investment? I think that's probably what the business owners will want to see. What kind of ROI did you experience with this?
Before speaking of return of investment, I need to explain what I made to address the problematic of having this juxtaposition of piece of code.
So what exactly did you do from a business perspective?
So we thought, why isn't it more automated or factorized? What can we do for that? First step is to change the process. At Bouygues Telecom, each time we want a new data flow into the data warehouse, we ask the data owner to export a file, letting him sort of free to choose a way of doing it. The result of this process is a lot of specific needs and idiomatic formats. We could not totally reverse the responsibility, but at least we managed to define a standard set of features by merging all the different features asked by various providers and cutting the strangest ones. That is to say, the features that were not easily made generic with too little added value. It sounds simple, but it's not. People do not easily give up the things they were used to ask and get. With this set of requirements design, it's easier to challenge the source system owner to ask him to keep to it the best he can. The second step is to make a tool, a piece of software that is able to implement all this set of requirements. Using the tool would not require any coding, but just configuration. Coding could be required, but restricted only to a non-standard part that is absolutely necessary.
Arnaud, could you tell me a little bit more detail about the tool you used?
Yes, the tool called MultiCloud was made in Java. It comes with a graphical user interface based on Microsoft InfoPath. Its use was made as easy as possible, at least far easier than the configuration of the ETL we are using at Bouygues Telecom. You still need thousands of parameters, but the graphical user interface is fast and proposes the most common configurations through while. It also implements different levels of control to text strange combination. You still need a deep understanding of generic requirements to apprehend the tool's logic, but the learning curve is steep. I'll show more of its conception during the Partners group session.
Well, Arnaud, what about the ROI of this tool? Was it strong?
Yes, definitely. This results in a 60% reduction of the cost for the file loading software development. On a year, we will save about 75,000 euros a year by implementing about 12 data flows using that tool, which is more than its development costs, that were about 60,000 euros. Furthermore, you do not only reduce development and maintenance costs, you also reduce conception and test costs, and makes exploitation easier and more reactive as they can change a parameter on the fly if needed in production.
Arnaud Linz, Software Development Team Manager for Bouygues Telecom. He is presenting at this year's Partners Conference, and it should be a great session on improving loading cost and efficiency with an innovative tool. We look forward to hearing you at Partners.
Thank you. I look forward to see anybody in October.